and welcome to the Midweek Report here at the 19th World Golf Society. It is officially Masters Day. It's a Thursday, it's the first day of the Masters. It feels like it's the first day of the golfing season here in the UK. Super excited. It feels like a really open tournament where many people can win. Let's have a look at who the cup and runners are and who some of the lads are picking this week from our society. You can't look past Rory McIlroy. I'm pretty sure he's kind of like the people's favourite here in the UK. Everybody, I feel like, is rooting for him, you know, to complete the Grand Slam. He'd be the fifth, I think he's the fifth player in the Open era he would be to complete the Grand Slam. I personally really want him to win. I'd love to do it. I feel like the club he has in his hand there is going to be the key. If that putter works for him, this Scotty Cameron that he's put in the bag, he's definitely going to be up there and thereabouts. I feel like he's going to be really tough to beat. Seems to have settled on a new driver that he's pretty comfortable with. He saw him in the match play and he was absolutely straight in that. And if that play behaves itself and the putter and he starts rocking a few putts in, especially early doors in round one, because he's had a bit of a slow starter over the years, I really think this is going to be his year. And I really hope that is the case. Also, you've got the defending champion, Scotty Scheffler. Current world number one, been in great form again this season. He's he's world number one for a reason. World class player. And again, I expect him to be up there. I think him, Rory, and Jon Rahm, the three of them are all going to be up there and thereabouts. And I think if you took those three against the field, I don't think you'd lose. Honestly, I don't think you'd lose your money. A few outsiders, a few of the lads, of myself included, like look at Jason Day's in really good form. Nice to see him back again because he's such a good player. To get back in the top of the world, I think he's about in the top 30 or top 25 now in the world rankings. Great to see him back. He's too good of a player not to be around the scene. I think he's had 6 or 7 top 10s already this season, and I feel like he's due a win, and it might just be at Augusta this week. Another one, again, when I asked the lads who they were picking, we all kind of said the same sort of names, and Justin Rose kept on pinging up as our kind of outsider pick. Again, started to come back into form after a few quiet years. He reached world number one, decided to leave TaylorMade and go down his own path. Joining the Honma Group, I think he had a financial stake and investment in that franchise. He started off pretty well with a win at Torrey Pines, and after that, for Justin Rose, had a bit of a quiet couple of years, but he seems to have refound his game. He won a few weeks back, and he's got a really good record around Augusta. There's a few times over the years that after 36 holes, he's been up there and thereabouts. He played awesome in the year that Spieth won. He came second any other year, he would have won that. And again, he was really unlucky not to win the year that Sergio Garcia won, when he had a birdie putt on 18, which everybody, when he hit that putt, expects that putt to break right to left and hold it. And then obviously Garcia would have had the 3 foot at a tie. Wasn't to be, went to a playoff and it went Garcia's way. So again, Rose, as an each way bet, I'll be very surprised if he's not in and around that kind of scene, and especially the price that he's available with at the bookies. I'll show some of the bookies odds on the screen. Of course, you can't forget the big cat, Tiger. Obviously, the fact he's even playing is a minor miracle in itself. He's box office television, and he gets me. I mean, I watch most of the stuff anyway, but when Tiger is playing, you never know whether it's going to be the last time you're going to see him on TV. And there has been a few tentative rumours that he doesn't know whether this will be his last. That might be his last Masters. And I feel like if he makes the cut, it's one heck of an achievement. He's got the game. He's probably swinging the club now as good as he ever has done. With what he's physically able to do, it's whether he's physically able to walk around those hills for 4 days. and it's a tough ask. Other key notables, I think you've got to Jordan Spieth. His record around Augusta is sensational. He went second in his first 3 years, and he should have won the year that Danny Willett won. I think the demons of that, the Golden Bell, the 12th hole, lingered for a few years, but again, another one who's kind of coming to a little bit of form. If the putter behaves itself, it's not the long putts, it's the little ones under 5 feet that he's had a little bit of an issue with. If those, he knocks those in, there's not much rough at Augusta, so if he does hit the odd drive wide here and there, he's got such a good short game that, it might. I expect Spieth to be up there this week. When we first talked about it with the lads, one of the first players that I mentioned was Jordan Spieth. I just think he's got something about that place when he goes through there. He finds something. I remember Freddie Couples used to always say the same thing, that his back was hurt a little bit less, and he'd go through Augusta, and even at the age of, when he was going on to the seniors tour, instead of feeling like he was 50, he'd feel like he was 30, and he was able to do things he wouldn't be able to do for the rest of the year. And I feel like there's a little bit of that in Jordan Spieth. So, yeah, part of me does think that Jordan Spieth's going to win this week. I want Rory McIlroy to win, don't get me wrong, but there is a little part in the back of my head that does think Jordan Spieth's going to win. This week. I've not even barely mentioned Jon Rahm. Jon Rahm, absolutely rock solid, sensational golfer. I mean, every time I watch him play, I'm surprised if he hits a bad shot. I just think that swing that he's got is just relentless. The sheer power that he generates for a relatively short swing. And when he's putters on, I just feel like at times he's just unbeatable. He's had a little quiet the last few weeks after a red hot start of the season, but again, he is going to be up there. And I could say that for a lot of players, but I personally think if you back Rahm, Scheffler, and Rory against the field, and I would include Spieth against the field, one of them four will win. And of course, you've got the Live Tour guys, and how they're going to do is anybody's guess, because the players, they're well documented. They play less golf now, play 3 rounds instead of 4. They play less tournaments, and how sharp are they? Don't know. Brooks Koepka won last week. I've not watched any of the Live Tour stuff since it came in. I briefly saw a highlight show on one of the first or second event and couldn't really get into it, so it hasn't been for me. But nothing against them, they'll choose to go their own path. But the bookies are suggesting that they don't think it's going to be one of them that's going to be picking it up. I looked at the odds, and I'll put them again on screen now, and you look at Brooks Koepka there, and you think that's a cracking price for a guy who's won 4 majors and who's saying he's fitter now than he has been for the last few years, pretty much since he won his last major. But I can't really say. It'll be interesting. I think it would be one hell of a story in terms of how it would be received if a guy from the Live Tour won, which part of me does want to see that kind of happen, but I'm not sure I want it to happen at the Masters. It might have happened at the PGA, or it happened at maybe the US Open. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, us lads, the lads that we're going for, majority of us are picking McIlroy, as I say, Scheffler, Rahm, between the 3 of them. I just think that's pretty much the benchmark. And our outsider bets, if you call them outsiders, Jason Day, even though his odds have been slashed, and Justin Rose. Moving on, we're back to home to the UK. Yeah, we've got some decent weather. We've had some decent weather so far this week. A few little showers yesterday, but other than that, it's been mild. It's been warm. The nights are now getting lighter again, and it feels like the golf season has finally arrived. A few of the lads, including myself, had some sneaky practice in this week. A few video here of Nigel hitting a few away. Alfie as well hitting a few away. I've started to bed in. I give me a new wedges a go at the range. I don't know whether I'll put them on the course yet, maybe for another week or so. But yeah, I've enjoyed clipping a few of those away on the range. But it does now feel like finally the golf season has arrived, and with it being Easter, bank holidays, plenty of opportunity to get some golfing. So on Friday, 4 of us are going up to Dunstanburgh Castle Golf Club. It's one of my favourite courses. I've never particularly played well there, but I absolutely love the golf course. Really excited. The weather forecast is looking decent, and hopefully it will be our first course vlog. Myself, Mark Brown, Alfie and Graham are going up there. We might have, no doubt there'll be something that we'll play for, whether it be a game of doubles or whether it be singles or something. We'll find something to do. We'll keep it interesting for us. But yeah, so watch this space on that. That'll probably get aired at some point, probably over the weekend, maybe next week. On Saturday, we've got our club competition. It is a single staple-fed competition, so again, plenty of opportunity to play for points and prizes. Again, it'll be Mark taking his league table, into week 4 after week 3 was unfortunately rained off. We were all gutted about that because it just lashed it down on the Friday night, and yeah, it was just one of them things. The weather was actually not too bad Saturday and Sunday, but the damage was done throughout the week. But yeah, that's Saturday. Sunday we're also playing we've got a Masters sweep. That'll just be something that'll not really get video vlogged, but we're all staying out after to have a bit of a few drinks, watching the final round at the Masters, and see who brings it home on the back nine and gets to slip on the green jacket. And then Monday is anybody's guess. If anybody's still standing, yeah, we might have a knock on Monday as well. Why not? Get as much in as we possibly can out the season start. But yeah, that's all for us. I hope you enjoy the Masters. If you have put any bets on, please do bet responsibly. But yeah, I hope it comes in. Send your picks, like any selections you've got below. Hopefully we'll get our first vlog in, so keep an eye out for that. And enjoy your golf. Hopefully the weather stays good, fingers crossed. And we'll catch you very, very soon.